Well, good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman, in my mailman gear. It is one cold mother humper out here today. Letting my vehicle defrost. I should have came out and realized it's only going to be a high in the 30s today, which, yeah, it is what it is. It's funny when I'm off, right? The mentality is, ooh, it's cold, I don't want to go outside. But when I'm working, mentally, I know I have to be outside, and it doesn't seem to be as bad. So I just don't like walking. What the hell's that? What the fuck's going on here, man? I'm off for a few days. I got shit all over me. Anyway, but yeah, I need my glasses to drive. That's for sure. Just wanted to make a video here, and I will be coming to you later with my lunchtime chat, my live. Usually about 2:30, 2:45 Eastern. Again, the reason why I do it so late, I know a lot of people say, oh, could you do it earlier? I'm trying to get as much done of my route in the sunlight as I can, because once it gets dark, it's a wrap as far as me being able to see, and time doubles. Time doubles out there. You get ready. But, listen, I live here in the Delaware Valley, in South Jersey, to be, just to let you guys know. I live in South Jersey, kind of right in between Atlantic City and Philadelphia, right off the AC Expressway. If anybody has been here, you know where that is. There was. Following the Super Bowl, there was a big outcry of Eagle fans saying there was a conspiracy with the Super Bowl. Now, where I'm going with this is this whole referee BS, okay? And we'll get into that. I'm not crying about the refs, but I'm seeing it everywhere on social media. It's all over the place, okay? Make no mistake, it's all over. So, George Toma, who now works, or did last year, I can't confirm that he still works for the Chiefs. I would imagine so. He used to be the field guru for the NFL, okay? I could be wrong. It's either he used to be with the NFL and now is with the Chiefs, or he used to be with the Chiefs. Maybe that's it. And now he's with the NFL. One of the two, regardless. George Toma was in charge of the field conditions for the Super Bowl last year. Okay? He was the one in charge of the field conditions. And if you remember correctly, the field conditions were unusually wet. There was an issue with the field. The field was soaking wet. The Eagles were slipping all game. Now, I'm not saying that it was intentional. What I'm telling you is, this is what the Eagle fans think. Since the night that game was over, that's all I heard about was a conspiracy to slow down the Eagles. Now, the Eagles' offense still went up and down the field. The field conditions had nothing to do with Jalen Hurts dropping the fumble 6 that went the other way. To Jalen's credit, he drove him back down and scored, but the defense let him down. What I'm trying to say is, something went down at the Super Bowl, whether it was by accident or it was a direct hit towards the Eagles. That's what they believe here in South Jersey, in the Delaware Valley area, that the Eagles got screwed, or as my buddy Mike would say, the brothers screwed us. The brothers screwed us. So now I fast forward to this year. Now, if anybody that has watched my videos, you know that I have said, here we go, the sun is coming. Sorry, peeps. As soon as I get off of this road, I'll take them off. But all year, it seems like the Eagles have benefited from the referees' calls. Now, the Eagles and the people that I know and talk to, I don't necessarily agree with this, but it makes you think. they have gotten the benefit of calls, big time game changing calls in every one of their games. The only game I would say, but it was more of a makeup, was the Dallas game in Philly, obviously, where they were making up calls. Not that they weren't calls, but they were going out of their way in that last drive to help Dallas get down the field. Whether they were penalties or not, I'm not saying they weren't penalties, but there's a time and place. You know, the old adage, you could call a holding call on every play. You know, the horse collar, that was huge. The intentional grounding when there was a player this past week. You know, there was the horse collar and then the intentional grounding on Josh Allen. Very, very, very suspect. They don't call that play, especially with a guy like Josh Allen who runs as much as he does. Very, very suspect. You know, I've said that the Eagles have had 9 lives and they have since used them all up. Now, if you watch my live stream, okay, my reaction as the game was going on, I told everybody you cannot give the Philadelphia Eagles the Eagles defense is going to give you multiple opportunities a game. You just need to be man enough. You just need to be man enough to take the opportunities and capitalize. You need to put points on the board. You can say whatever you want about the Eagles. They're going to play you for 4 quarters. Hey, Cop Pizzle, the Eagles are a 60-minute football team. That doesn't mean that they're perfect because their defense can be had. You can't drop touchdown. This is back-to-back weeks where a receiver, the ball hits him in the hands at the 5-yard line. He's going to walk into the end zone. Okay? You need to catch the ball. You need to make your field goals. If Elliott, for the Eagles, can hit a 59-yard field goal in a wind storm, your boy can make a field goal. You figure the touchdown, the field goal is 10 points right there, and then the Eagles blocked one. Jalen Carter. That's where I'm going to stick with where the game was lost. But the penalties, if you look at it, are the officials making up for screwing the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Leave it in the chat what you think, because it's not just a rumor or a hush-hush around here. To this day, if you talk to an Eagles fan, they will tell you they got screwed out of the Super Bowl because of that bogus penalty on the last drive. Even though by the letter of the law it is a penalty, if I'm an Eagles fan, I can kind of see what you're talking about. And I'm not making apologies, but to my Cowboy fans, what say you? What do you think about what I'm saying? They think that they got screwed out of the Super Bowl. I'm on record as saying that the Eagles were the better team in that game, and they should have won, and they lost, and that's going to hurt for a long time. They think that this is easy. These Eagle fans think it's easy getting back to the Super Bowl. You think Jalen Hurts is relatively young. Trust me when I tell you, just remember, I'm a big-time Philadelphia Phillies fan. Think back to the last World Series. Remember Chase Utley? Okay, I thought it too. Hey, Eagle fans, I'm a Phillies fan. I'm a season ticket holder. Partial season ticket holder. I thought it too. Chase Utley stood on the podium at the parade and said, "We're going to win it. We're going to come back again and again and again." They never went back. They lost in the playoffs. You remember they had the best 5 starting pitchers, Oswalt and Holiday, and it was crazy. Oswalt, Holiday, you guys remember. They never made it back. This offensive line, that right tackle actually played a hell of a game after the first few drives. The right tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, after watching the game over again, he held his own. They gave him help. Shout out to the Eagles for giving him help, because Dallas would leave our guy out on an island and still run their offense. So they helped him. And they needed to, because Buffalo kept the pressure on you the whole game. If I was a Bills fan, Here you go. If I'm a Bills player or a Bills fan, I'm thinking like the Eagles thought after the Super Bowl. Now, me, as a neutral observer, obviously I'm rooting for the Bills because I want that Cowboy game to mean something. It's still going to mean something because all they have to do is win this Thursday night. And as of right now, the Eagles are a 2.5-point underdog on Sunday. So if the Eagles lose to the Niners, who've had a long time, they've been off since Thanksgiving, then it's a 1-game difference. And you're coming into AT&T where Dallas hasn't lost in 13 straight games. We will have a conversation after that game. Now, I believe even if Dallas wins that, Eagles and Dallas would have the same record, assuming that the Eagles lose to the Niners, who are the favorite. If Eagles win this week, then it's all for naught. It's over. You're going to win the division. But if they lose this week, it's still on the table. We'll have a conversation after. I would still think the Eagles probably would have the edge, but there would be 3 games to play. We all know who the Eagles have. I think they have the Giants twice. It should be relatively easy, but who knows? I don't know the third team in there, but they have 3 real easy games to wrap up, and Dallas has a tough schedule. So, yeah, the more frustrating thing is, what are we going to win our next 2 games, beat the Eagles, even if we blow out the Eagles, or win by 10 points, and then go into Buffalo and lose because they're desperate and their division stinks and they still have a shot at everything. Because I'm not sold on Miami. I'm sorry, I'm not. Who knows? But getting back to the point at hand, that's what the sentiment is here, people, that the Eagles got screwed in the Super Bowl. And it looks like the league/referees are making sure every call is going the Eagles' way. Eagle fans, what do you think about that? Now, if I were you guys, I would be upset. I'd be like, F that. I don't want your damn calls. I want you to give me my Super Bowl win that I deserved. Right? That's how I would feel. Because there's no telling, like I said with the Phillies, that you're going to get there and have any longevity. Your offensive line, Lane Johnson ain't going to last forever. He's got a year or 2 left, possibly. Kelsey, most likely, this is it. So, as much as you say we got guys in the wings, yeah, these are Hall of Famers, people. Both of these guys are first ballot Hall of Fame offensive linemen. You don't replace them right away. There will be a definite drop-off. Just like Dak looked. Look how Dak looked this week against the Washington Commanders. He got sacked 0 times, people. 0. He looked like unbelievable. This is what I tell you. It has to do with the offensive line. Jalen Hurts will throw interceptions if you put some pressure on him. Yeah. If you don't put pressure on him, he'll slice and dice your ass. And shout out to Jalen Hurts. Hell of a drive on that against Buffalo, regardless of the penalties. So as I wrap it up, I want to hear from you guys. What say you? What do you feel? Eagle fans, do you really feel like, just tell the people. Tell my Dallas fans how you feel about the Super Bowl. And what do you think about the calls going your way all year? The big calls. The game-changing calls. What say you? All right, I'm here. I'm at work. Don't forget to check me out on my lunchtime chat around 2:45 today. Game Time Brian is out. Peace.